second. When you're thinking about all my trolls out there, better get their clips ready. This Mallory over at, I forgot the channel's name already, but has all kinds of shit to say about Tiffany Marie. And it ends up that she is confused about her gender, his gender. We're just trying to figure that out. It's funny in this sense because we have an example of a person putting their own psychological issues on everybody else, which is quite typical with many of these particular members of the LGBTQ community. That's the House of Williams, a sassy Florida gal. She's really trying to put on a character. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. When you're thinking about Ernie Shell and where he is right now, Ernie can't remember who he is, and I don't think that Mallory remembers who he is either. Interesting. They're both kind of at the same, I guess, the same point away from zero on the respectable sides of the spectrum. There's Mallory and not enough Michael. Do you know? Too much estrogen, too much synthetic estrogen in this person.
I have nothing wrong with the LGBT.
Think about that for a second. When you're thinking about Ernie Shell and where he is right now, Ernie can't remember who he is, and I don't think that Mallory remembers who he is either. Interesting. They're both kind of at the same, I guess, the same point away from zero on the respectable sides of the spectrum.
I'll have more to say about Mallory, trust me.
She kind of tugged at my common sense bone. So your mom tugged at your common sense bone. So what is it you're really about up here, honey? Or whatever, sir. Whatever your fucking name is. Talk about rhetoric, eh? Talk about bullshit fucking rhetoric coming out of this he/she's mouth. What's her name again? Starts with an M. Mallory. It's too much Mallory and not enough Michael. Do you know? Too much estrogen. Too much synthetic estrogen in this person. Of the Let's Talk About All Things Ratchet, where Tiffany stormed off after being insulted by a transvestite, Mallory. Archives of the Lab. Welcome. That's like an evil fucking sinister laugh if I've ever heard one. Man. This coming from a transvestite. Isn't that even creepier? It's like, this is one creepy fucking laugh. This is like Buffalo Bob from Silence of the Lambs laughing up there. It puts the lotion on its skin.
Oh, I've lost all respect for, any respect that I could have for somebody. I have no respect for this woman. And I did not know that she was creating the content she was. I had no idea.
You have no respect for the woman. I've got no respect for the woman either. But I've got a little bit of respect for the man. Does that make sense?
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay.
That's about it.
It makes sense.
That's where it ends. As soon as it crossed over to female, I start to lose a bit of respect in this regard because things just go off the fucking deep end. He's gone too far. Too far.
Cannonball.
How can you be all fucking dressed up as a chick like that? You're a dude. And then try to throw on everybody that you're confused. Well, if you fucking come this far, I hope you're not that fucking confused. You know? Like, shouldn't you be feeling the opposite? Shouldn't you be feeling a little more satisfied, happy at this point in time? It doesn't sound like that's occurring here. I'm not. Maybe I'm understanding it wrong. Maybe there's an answer to those questions.
And I could be petty, and I will be petty.
Yeah, but you can't be with a crossdresser.
Well, I will be. She does a little wiggle jiggle to try to hide, instead of wearing long shirts.
She's a Spanx kind of gal.
Well, I mean, Spanx might help, but she wears short shirts. She might want to wear long ones so she doesn't have to hold her legs together and walk like a pigeon because she's trying to hide. Don't wear those. Don't wear those leggings, hon. That's all. All right.
How can you be all fucking dressed up as a chick like that? You're a dude, and then try to throw on everybody that you're confused. Well, if you fucking come this far, I hope you're not that fucking confused. Give me a break. You have to wonder what all that synthetic hormones that she must ingest, what sort of damage that does to your psyche over time.
I agree. I think
you're anti-tranny.
I put her in the same category as I do any of the other POS is. She angry
Feel
at my
sorry for me?
vagina. I don't understand.
She's envious.
She's
envious of
using
a real vagina.
my parts against me because she's angry. That's not my problem, okay? And that's not me being hateful. Do not use your transgenderism, okay, as a weapon toward me.
Well, she's
Period.
weaponizing your own vagina against you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Girl, I don't
bullshit.
want a dick. Thank you.
I think you're probably
Listen.
confused about your gender right now.
I'm gonna shut up right now.
I would think you are. Like, she's picking up on it, like she would know, right?
Oh yeah, the universe has played an ultimate trick on me. I don't think so, girl. I love myself. Thank you.
She's super jealous about any female. I would think she would be super jealous about other females.
See the mitts on her?
She got man hands?
Dinosaur hands.
Oh fuck.
Hey.
She's blue
your
collar
nails
worker.
done. You'll make your hands look a little bit smaller. Get your nails done. Okay, Mallory? Get your nails done.
When you wake up one day and realize, right, that the universe played the ultimate trick on you, right? And you realize that you have been placed in a vessel that the world sees as your opposite gender, right?
Oh my god. Listen, I haven't been tricked, girl. I know exactly what's in my pants. Thank you very much. I don't need tape, okay? Okay? No one's playing tricks on me, honey.
You don't know who that is on your screen right now?
Is it Mallory?
No, it's
Is
not.
that Mallory's face put on a person's body? Who is it?
That's Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo
Silence of the
Bill.
Lambs. Because there, you don't dress up like that just to stay home and hang out with yourself, do you? It's
No.
You're in a whole world of fucking narcissism. It's all about sexuality. You're hypersexualized, in my opinion. You're so infatuated with being a chick that you have to go out there and get that feedback, that whatever positive feedback, whatever reactions that you're seeking in order to feel satisfied that you're living that way. Which makes you try that much more harder. And that trying is what's really fucking giving me the gags. So this is a current active Amber Alert for Mansa Igbokwe. Sounds like a Zulu name. Now let me switch back to this other less serious topic. It's still serious, nonetheless. A serious identity crisis on the go here.
Nothing we can't handle.
Tip jar, paypal.me, Mallory D. Williams. Cash App is $Mallory now. Venmo is Mallory now.
Wow.
Since I'm traveling the country now, and I'm heading on up the East Coast, and I'm going different places, you might need me to stop, just take you out to eat just one good time. Give you a little twirl around, show you the night, show you how it goes, and then you can have something. Then no. Actually, that'll be the night you turn the post into PG turns rated R. That'd be bad. I don't know about all that.
Yeah. I think I better hold off on that one.
Yeah, you better. I understand that. But I'll treat you out to a good time. I say, talk to me, PJ. Talk to me all night long. There you go. I love your voice. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Your voice is just awesome. I sit here, I watch PG channels. I'm sitting here like, oh, good God Almighty. Wow. And then I sit here reading my email, my messages. I ain't got nothing much to do, and I'm just sitting here reading my messages, and it's like, who is really PG? People ask me, and I'm like, I can't tell you who PG is. Leave her alone, you know. Don't let, I don't know. You know what? I don't give a fuck. Think you're smoother than you fucking are. Oh, me, I think I've told you from again. If you didn't notice, you could have remained quiet or, like, left you out because, like, I didn't think nothing about. No, it's because I already had your ass tapped in the way back.
Hi, my name is Dee, and you're watching Dee True Crime Commentary. Does this act like a woman that's being chased and beaten to y'all? A DV victim? I don't think so. This person has caused nothing but trouble since she came into the Summer Wells case. Nothing but trouble. Is somebody paying her to do all this, or is she a part of the problem? That's what we want to know.
Like instantly, because you were that obvious. Sorry. So I never had to spend much time on you. Right. And to you, because of all the quietness surrounding for all the years, you think you little shit critters, you fucking dildos, you dater basers, you ride your bells, you inner, like you've been like T, and even some of those little setup-y queens and artists and certain dirty money movements, shit like that. Like, you really thought that was, oh.
Y'all know what the saying is. If it quacks like a duck, it must be a duck. And if it quacks like a blackmail, there must be some blackmail going on. And if it quacks like a bully, there must be some bullying going on. This lady surely does not sound like she is a domestic victim. She sounds like the aggressor.
Well, the pig shit you enjoy stepping in, responsible or that particular section of the psychic brigade or all that, like, really? Come on. Half the fucking Trojans is the rest. Think I'm oblivious to all your connections to all of it too? Dumbass? These were some of the first I ever acquired. Because nobody likes your ass. Thank you to you out of the fucking universe first, homie. I hate to tell you that. And I'll tell you back in the very beginning, the reason all of your favorites, including the ones you work with now, and I have no choice about that. And that's fine. But I guess, but they're going to press in hard right now because they're aware of that. They ain't stupid. They want the public stupid to that, and because I'm not giving all the information out there, they won't be like, well, and something happens, they're gonna be like, well, oh, we loved him. Huh? No, they know what's enough, they think, anyway.
See, the thing is, wearing those bracelets and shit, you know, when you know they're going to get word anyway past them, what it does do is it allows certain points of time to be here where nobody can play oblivious to or ignorant of. And shit happens, or they choose those moments to go extreme real life, or to seemingly target harder or plans in the background to do that. Yeah, that's intentionally during and to cause people, you know, shit has works throughout the years. I hope so. So anyway, it wouldn't be the first, and it will not be the last time I do so. But I want to show you what they're doing to law enforcement, how they're doing it, and using law enforcement, they hope, just like they thought they were going to do with D a while back. You hear me? They thought. Anyway, and like they've done many times, you know, it's not, I mean, it's like all these hoax calls and bullshit in this here, I mean, it always goes one way or other, but what they're doing every time they call fucking law enforcement, ain't just calling wasting their time. They're using them for shit. They use them to make the fucking false calls targeting hoaxes, have others turn in tips. Then they stalk those areas and they follow behind, see if LE shows up, etc. And if they're biting, that means maybe the group can follow leads that way, right? And then on top of that, they just use law enforcement to just target the shit out of us, services of any kind, whatever they can do. They just torment us. And then you also have the, and for content, of course, on here. And then you have the obvious misuse courts, law enforcement services, etc. to you know, to be able to get monsters out in the open, or and away from papers, all this other bullshit, or to try to acquire minor witnesses so they can get their hands on them. You have moments where, I mean, like, and then, you know, obviously you have them attempting to set everybody, run everything up in ways, or false arrests, this, that, and the other if they can. Pretty notable moments within Summer's case where they all had hands and shit like that, watchers on the ground and all this, you know what I mean, or threatening those like Fred and Laura with arrest, which seemed to come to fruition and all that. In order to try to get their ways for shit, you have them several times having us stalked, followed. You have at those times, especially Marlena watching, monster watching, etc. Other critters that are dope heads in and around this group, and from the Boswell group, playing stalkers, Scott H&M, certain vehicles of note, being ones to call in certain calls to try to get arrests, other things on the fly, you know, yeah. So, and people wonder why I stay strapped up with cameras. Like, there's a reason, right? And then of course you have moments where they know real break-ins and shit have occurred, but then like Benny on calling me like, sir, she's saying that I'm in Texas and that I broke it. Nobody actually said that, but
Give me a
it
minute.
makes
I'll
law
go see the
enforcement take
recording.
it less serious. And I'm like, hold up. Wait, what? Right. Seriously, yeah. I think one of the places I've seen something was dipshit that hadn't come out with anything in a while. Yep. 11 hours ago, right?
7121. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now. For administration, press 1.
And of course, this is the wrong Pink Pony Club. Odd, but that one wants to come and go these days.
Jail, press 2. For visitation.
This is ridiculous. Marcy, how you doing? This is Ernie Shell. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I know you guys are getting a lot of phone calls, but I'm not doing nothing illegal. I'm just putting out there what the main suspects in the case has been stating. I've been getting a ton of phone calls, the TBI, all that. I know you guys are I know you guys are a small office. That's what they told me. And that these people calling is literally taking up all your time and tying up resources. I'm sorry for that, but I've done nothing wrong.
Right.
And I told them this morning when they called, I told them this morning I've done nothing wrong. And they even agreed. I have a right. I have a right. Hold on a second.
So he's telling them he did nothing wrong. That's interesting. But then he tries to mindfuck the operator and going, oh, well, they called me. When they called me this morning, they told me I did nothing. And they asked, who called you? He says, hold on.
Okay, so it's like people from the internet, like Lisa K, Ryan Vine. You know who Ryan Vine's truth is. People like that, Ryan Doobie, or whatever, Doobie Doo, or whatever his name is. Okay, but you know me. You've heard of me.
No, I honestly haven't.
You ain't heard of me? Well, how many operators you got there? Because whoever they called last time heard all about me. He's taking all the calls. 3, that's what I thought. They said you got 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you don't know me. Don't ask nobody else about me now. You know that, right? Because you're going to get a mouthful. But I've done nothing wrong. And I know they keep tying these cases. I know you get a ton of calls over Summer Wells case.
Huh. Notice he started to say these cases. And he changed it. He backtracked for just a second and changed it to just Summers. These cases, huh, Ernie? I mean, the ones all across the United States? You mean you on this particular group and all of them, but most especially Summers, Sebastian's, Layla, and Holland's? Tying them all up at all costs? I don't know shit, buddy.
And I do believe in my heart, when the new sheriff comes in, I believe there's going to be a different direction. I'll just be straight out honest with you. I mean, you know that this has been going on.
Why in the fuck would you start talking about that with an operator? Like, you wanna know why he does it? It's to put in whatever he wants you all to hear. And then to later on resume build from this shit too. I firmly believe Martin, the new sheriff, blah, 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 because they're going to be changing it, They need that in there. They want it played. They want it heard. Probably by the new sheriff and everybody else, you know what I mean? But, okay.
For 5 years. Something needs to break. But anyways, I'm calling to verify, to tell you all that I've done nothing wrong again. This is the second time I've had to do this.
I'm just calling to verify. And to tell you all I've done nothing wrong again. I don't think, what? That's not how this works. That's not how this fucking works.
I'm kind of glad that the other operator did not answer because they know who the hell I am for sure. But anyways, I'm glad you don't know who I am, but I'm glad I get to introduce myself to you. I do appreciate you guys, and I thank you for everything you're doing.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. All right, good deal. The hell with that.
Meanwhile, when it's live I was on, he's like, fuck the police and making donut jokes. And they weren't real soft shit. They weren't doing, yeah, that's wild. Damn, right? But whatever.
See, I told you. There's a half of a team.
See, now he tells his own, see, I told you. He called somebody and told him he wasn't doing something or whatever, right? So that's put out by the wrong Pink Pony Club, obviously. Weird. That one showing its face. Also playing that PG shit at a time. Getting honest views on both. And while TMs are on both. And we all know Ernie and PG are cursed. Puts out TM's titled Lisa K calls Hawkins County Sheriff's Office in the TBI on Ernie Shell. Now this is weird, don't you think? Tiffany Marie putting out a video. Is that for or against Ernie being putting out bullshit Or, like, is it against Lisa K? I don't know. I think it's just to make the whole group run. But here is the actual thing of it all, right? Listen.
He's lied about other stuff too. Sheriff's office. Hi. Is there someone there that I can talk to about what's going on in the Summer Wells case? It might be something you already know, but I think somebody needs to know. What is it? It's about Ernie Shell. Are you familiar with that name? Yes. Okay, he's putting out edited 911 recordings about Summer being sexually abused. You need to know.
Huh. And how many of y'all through the years, Miss Christie, everybody else, TM, Justin played in the last edited and fidgeted with, not this same Carl, Carl being part of it. You know, the Carl that was frenzies with Tiffany and Benny when they started calling everybody and their brother a pedo too to, knock them down a peg and all that shit and get them shut fuck up and all that, Anybody remember this? And then Tiffany was sending everybody to Justin's for real 911. That way she could correct all the misinformation, but also this and Christine that. Oh my God. It's back when Tiffany Marie played the bones. While being like, God damn it, thinking why you got the bones. And then being mad at me because they're all stupid and know what all of them are fucking doing about like that. Because that's how easy it is to figure out bones versus bones. And that team is using it to raise content and all that shit just as much as Ziggy, otherwise she wouldn't have showed the shit either. Right? Look round and round the sheep, and this is not the first handy dandy notebook we've had of that particular shit going. Yep. It's just PG and Ernie did this time and everything else. PG played in that shit last couple times too, ways, but and many other ways, but and PG's pretty, but wait for it. The real drop here's this, and law enforcement's here's what they want.
You need to notify TBI. Okay. It might be something you already know, but I think somebody needs to know. What is it? It's about Ernie Shell. Are you familiar with that name? Yes. Okay, he's putting out edited 911 recordings about Summer being sexually abused. You need to notify TBI. Okay. Well, he said that your Hawkins County sheriffs are stopping him and giving him what's going on in the case, and that the new sheriff, he's lied about other stuff too. He said the sheriff told him that they're.
And see, the woman tries to tell her, well, and really, Lisa, I even bring it up to him. Obviously, it's about the same as the psychics or McDonough Bells. Oh, we're for law enforcement. I think we all know better. And even law enforcement, you think they ain't clued into y'all doing all this shit too? Come the fuck on. But she was not to get to there, but here is why. And so when they say, hey, we're aware of it, he's lied about other things too. I don't think it should go any further. But here is why this is being done. And why TM's putting it out. Kirsty's sharing it. It's why Lisa and Chapstick did what they did on her live last night. And it goes directly back to goddamn what Ziggy and TM and Ernie were doing on his panel while I was on there. And all of this is to direct eyes right now on what Ernie's doing in each live, which is hitting at my son and this the other. More on that here in a second. But listen.
We're going to immediately arrest Damien and Candace as soon as he takes office. Okay. You need to contact the TBI. Do you think they can stop him? Damien abused. You need to notify TBI. Okay. Well, he said that your Hawkins County sheriffs are stopping him and giving him what's going on in the case, and that the new sheriff, he's lied about other stuff too. He said the sheriff told him that they are going to immediately arrest Damien and Candace as soon as he takes office. Okay. You need to contact the TBI. Do you think stop him? You need to contact the TBI. Okay, I will. Is there a person I should ask for there? No. Okay, all right, thank you. Bye. Hello, Cindy.
Now, Tiffany, Marie, and Ernie that I was on. What were they doing the entire time? Especially after they look pissy. Jodie, you and your son are getting arrested. Oh, and Tiffany sounded like she was sucking on a sucker, wiggling a little leg, all happy, like, you're getting arrested, your son's getting arrested. It's kind of insane. And then all these calls happen after, right? Lisa makes sure to say this. Did she say, hey, Tiffany, Marie, and Ziggy were also in panel saying this? Well, goddamn no, Lisa K didn't. And TM's all comfortable putting it out, Lisa K calling the police. Not mentioning that Ziggy and Tiffany were putting this out to the masses too, huh? Ain't that odd? The lack of inclusion here. Here's your goddamn something.
Hello? Okay, that's the first one. I'm going to play a second one. I'm going to have to skip over where I had to get my phone number. I hope I can stop it in time. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She said he's lied about other things, too. Did you hear how excited she got when I said, have you...
How many years have all these people, including Nick, and everybody else, been calling the police on Ernie and right? And, you know, this right, did you hear, like, she said he's lied about everything. I mean, damn, every agency y'all done this to and waste their fucking time every time to tell you the same goddamn thing. We all know this. And, anyway, but it's not here and there, but Lisa's off now, like it's new news.
You heard the name Ernie Shell? Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like when Ziggy said, do you know who I am? Yeah. You need to contact the FBI. Hi, Skunky. Yep. Hi, Innocent. On the next call is the TBI. Ready? I'm the City Bureau of Investigation. How can I help you? I need to talk to somebody about what's going on in the Summer Wells case. Okay, let me send you over to missing persons. 1 second. Thank you.
It's weird, right? Sorry, Lisa K, this is not the Summer Wells case. This is not going on in the Summer Wells case. It's being done to Summer's case and to law enforcement and to people actually around her case and to witnesses through you all. But, sorry, bitch, YouTube is not Summer's case. I need to talk to TVRC about what's going on in Summer's case. No, you mean what's being done to it and to agencies and to those really around all of it. Forms of harassment, terrorization, misusing law enforcement to try to do things that, oh, it's going to get funny here. Wait for this shit. Anyway, but carrying on.
TBI missing person. Hi, I wanted you to be aware of something that's going on in the case. It's not a tip, but it's someone interfering. Have you heard the name Ernie Shell before? Yes, ma'am. We've had calls on him. Recently, he's playing edited 911 calls saying that Summer was raped and sexually abused. He said that law enforcement is stopping him, telling him, updating him on the investigation, and that the new sheriff is going to immediately arrest Damien and Candace. He said he heard...
She's making sure to include that. And see here, repetition creates the propaganda. She is doing that, and it will sound more official to people when they're actually saying it to law enforcement. Therefore, people may be more likely to be like, whatever, right? Put more credence in what Tiffany, Marie, Ziggy, and them are all doing with Ernie right now. And then it will become litany, just like it is, all the other propaganda they've put out on my son, most especially throughout all the years. And not a goddamn bit of it fucking true. So, anyway, and then also, right, what this group wants is them targeted, or visited, or whatever else. And I guarantee you, did anybody else notice the moment on panel with him, I did in real time, when Ernie's like, we just skipped trace, we know where your son is, blah, blah, blah. And Ziggy's like, oh, I know exactly where he is, he's behind, blah, blah, and started whatever, and just shut her mouth. Why does Ziggy know where the fuck am I getting? What right do y'all be looking that shit up? But, right? It's cool, though. Right? Somehow that's going to solve Summer's case. All these creators have the right to that data or info or whatever, right? What's getting ready to happen is they hope that this will get eyes and ears and police, whatever. They'll call in some bullshit. 1,000 people will. It'll get knocks on one of my kids' doors. He ain't doing no see most likely. And if they'll bite. But no matter how it goes, it will be them back here teeing. Come on, look, we got that done. It meant knocks, this defamation, this letter, blah, 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 and Andy, family relationships, and chicks believe in. It's always that shit, man. I mean, it's interesting. They were tough and let things and use. And this is it, or.
All this stuff, isn't it interfering in the investigation? Yes, it's been reported. Okay. Is there anything we can do to make this? Edited 911 calls saying that Summer was raped and sexually abused. He said that law enforcement is stopping him, telling him, updating him on the investigation, and that the new sheriff is going to immediately.
And also, what people hear is, her talking about how, this audio call and shit, and this error that PG and Ernie tamper with the 911 call, and then her talking about the sexual stuff there, and then immediately she leaps to my son and how he's supposed to be arrested with Candace. And you see, this is propaganda is fun. If someone's supposed to stick in one's mind, but might stick a little wonky for people, and then be associated together in their brains. And this is the level of nefarious this shit is.
Arrest Damien and Candace. He said he heard that from 2 different officers. He's just making up all this stuff, isn't it?
It's weird she'll call him out and say, oh, he's making up all this bullshit like Jodie Sue's kid and Candace are going to be arrested. What about Tiffany, Marie, and Ziggy? And then making up shit on it live. Did you report that too? And then it was made up? No, Lisa, you didn't. You went on your own live and swept down the public that shit was true, though it's not. And then Tiffany Marie clipped this, where you made sure to mention my kid and Candace in arrest, just like her and Ziggy and Ernie were threatening on the panel, and all this shit was shit is clearly made up. You made sure, though, to swear down chapstick. There was an article, there was this, there was that, though. Did you happen to call yourself in as part of the lying crew, Lisa K., when you made these goddamn calls to the FBI and law enforcement, Hawkins, wherever? Did you tell them what you did last night with chapstick? And how it helped build up Tiffany Marie and Ziggy and Ernie's Jodie Sue, her kid, everybody else, they getting arrested. There's warrants served, shit confiscated. Yeah, lived with a certain person, a certain time. And all this. Did you have that curiosity in her role in sharing all this shit too during a real convenient time? And lifting both you fucking pieces of shit up wildly enough. I mean, like, what is going on here? You played in it, Lisa, okay? You lifted up what Tim and Ziggy and Ernie were doing just fine. That was on his panel. You and Chapstick saying it was legit and real. Didn't you? Sure as fuck did. You doubled down on it. You even told the public there's an article running all this shit. Now what'd you do that goddamn shit for? Just tell the FBI and Hawkins that you helped them make up bullshit and you're right in with TM and Ernie and Ziggy with their lie. Shit they'd already put out as propaganda to target my kid once. With years and years and years ago that wasn't true then when they made it up. And it ain't true now, but for some reason you got your ass on Chapstick. Told the public that was legit. Even went so far as to say there's an article, but y'all couldn't find it, so whatever. But then you want to make the public believe or get arrested.
Investigation. Yes, ma'am, it's been reported. Okay. Is there anything we can do to stop it? I mean, as far as me taking the reports, it's up to someone else from there. Okay. I called Hawkins County. And they said to contact you. Okay. That is fine. What's a good contact number for you? Yeah, we're going to skip over that part. I hope not too far.
Oh, but why? Why aren't your personal details and private shit ways to, like, get all the look your shit and digging in on your personal life? Why ain't they out here in the public? How the fuck you get that level of fucking, like, seriously? Why are you allowed that? I'm confused here. So, whatever.
You said he was editing 911 calls? Yeah, one that Candace made, they edited it and said that John was raping Summer and they put in, are you wearing panties? By some lady, it's all fake, it's not in the original call. They're always talking about sexual stuff involving the little girl. It's just disgusting what he's doing. Yeah, and law enforcement is stopping him on the road, updating him on the investigation and who they're going to arrest and when they're going to arrest him. And, he was wanting to dig up the cemetery. He said he had permits. And then he said he was unable to get permits.
Making sure to continue with rhetoric, even law enforcement. Does she at any point say that Tiffany Marie and Ziggy are helping Ernie and putting out lies like this? And who's being arrested? She's turning her buddy TM for the rhetoric and TM for being up Ernie's butthole as him and PG make up the audio either. Like TM was at the helm of the bullshit last time too, pretending you won't. You'll be shocked at what the circus is doing. For all of you all who have been in there for all these years, you know. Damn good and well all about this picture here. Right? Yes, you do. And you know how many years and years and years ago it was? And that it was already checked out, all the things, all that already happened, right? Yeah, yep. This is also around the era of, and then they tend to redo that, airport photo of that young one at times too, as well. But yeah, yep, Boneless Tiger and Crew are offering that as new shit and da-da-da. making people believe it's this, that, and the other one. A lot of people forget about these pieces like this, right? Where they can't find them or they don't know what to look for.
A lot of mess on YouTube lately about the summer Willis cakes. And I see a lot of new people coming out and trying to blame a certain person creeping in Candace and Don's woods. Y'all know that I talked to Candace starting July the 17th. I believe that was the day we began talking. And me and Candace talked pretty much every day, all day long, from that day up until October 28th. Meaning that Candace sent me a lot of pictures, and we shared a lot of conversations with each other. I was there on the phone with her the day these people were in her house cleaning up. And I don't know if these women realize what they're coming out about. You know, I'm not saying Candace is guilty. I just want the truth put out. That's why I've asked everybody. So people are speculating, saying that they've seen Jodie Sue's son in the woods. Did they get a picture of Jodie Sue's son? I've not seen no one with a picture yet. I was wanting to wait to see if someone would come up with a picture that they so-called claimed was Jodie Sue's son. Not saying he never did creep in their woods. But at that time of all that, there was people in their woods. People that was not supposed to be in the woods trying to find information on Summer. Trying to see if they could pick her up or sense her being on the land. And Candace sent me pictures of these people in her woods. These pictures was not Jodie Sue's sons. And I know that people want to protect Candace. And I'm not saying she's guilty. But coming out and speculating when you have no proof is trying to turn someone. I'm not saying he's innocent, but I know for a fact that he wasn't the person that was in those woods. I've sent the pictures to TBI. One of the gentlemen did have black hair, but he was a grown man. He wasn't a child. Candace knew about this because she was the one that sent me the pictures. And also, if y'all remember a while back when me and I was on Z's panel and Jodie Sue, that's when me and Jodie Sue first talked. And it's just, she asked me, was I the one that took a picture of her vehicle? And I wasn't, because I've never been in Tennessee. But the person, when she left that day, she's in a car at the end of the road, and it was Jodie Sue's vehicle. So I'm just going to show y'all something. And I marked the face out. I'm only going to show one picture. Y'all can blow that up all you want to. But this is one of the persons that Candace sent me in her woods. Now these women know.
July 30th, 21, right? That is a conversation between Jenna and Candace.
So, they're coming out now. And I marked the face out. I'm only going to show one picture. Y'all can blow that up all you want to. But this is one of the persons that Candace sent me in her woods. Now these women know that are coming out now that these are the pictures, because these pictures are what was taken by these women. So how come are they trying to take this stuff and use it as a conversation between me and Candace? I was on the phone with her that day, and I just think it's really crazy. I think, and I'm not dogging no creator. There's no new evidence that has come out in this case to put Jodie Sue's personal business out there about her sex life. That is wrong. So what? Does that mean that she committed a crime? YouTubers are not going to solve this case. I think that the TBI and the FBI have enough circumstantial evidence if they want to charge people. They have enough. But when you send stuff to them, send them credible tips. When you call them, send them credible tips. See, I asked plenty of people. I covered his face because I don't want to put nobody's life in danger. And there are many more pictures of this guy with black hair who was a grown man. And there's many more people that was in the woods. And Candace knows who they were, because they were all trying to find where Summer was. And they was all in her woods. That's when they put up those security alarms. When you come up the driveway, it would ding. I went to the woods many times with Candace.
Yeah, they had cameras and security alarms and shit, and I've shown the messages too, where Candace was asking me recommendations. This the other forum. I told her which kinds are.
Now, I've got to say, I saw a photo of somebody who didn't look like Hunter in the water with the children. Now, I saw someone with his arm around Candace. Now, it could be that Hunter looks different now. I don't know. I was lost weight. Children change. I don't want to cast aspersions, so I apologise if that's ever been the case where I don't know as much as anybody, but people are speculating it's Damien, at this moment. I'd be freaking out too if I knew he was innocent. I'd be freaking out. Sad, really.
Arrested and had to pay bond or lawyers and needed money. So he'd come on and bash me and the kids again, put out some redundant crap for a few bucks. Or they'd pay him for coming on and then he would make a few bucks and then fucking fall off the wagon again and start heavily using. And get arrested shortly after. It took cycles. You can time them. It was like clockwork there for a year or two. And not what they did.
Look, I just want to make this real quick to try to reach out to you, Tiffany. I don't do this for just anybody. I'm pretty upset as to what happened. I tried to say the same thing that we said and we're discussing on your live over there on theirs. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, and they should not be able to point the finger of guilt on Jodie Sue's son just for allegedly being on the property. And I said that it needed to be looked into thoroughly before people could do that. And you didn't force me to tell anybody anything, and I made that very clear. What you and Squall have going on is y'all's beef. I truly just would like to discuss this with you. Much respect.
He could have clearly just messaged Tiffany. And what happened there, like I've said for all these years, and for those who would like the quick and easy version, Kim got his stupid ass up with Tiffany Marie. I believe I was in chat that day or somewhere. I was in the library. I don't know. But either way, it all came together. And Kim was all talking about my son, the picture, saying how he debunked it. No, wasn't no big thing, whatever. Tiffany's like, okay then, right? Kim says he has to go because he has to get his own kids off the school bus. Next thing you know, within like 35 seconds, he's over on Squall's. Chasing's over there. Cam changes his tune, starts hard setting in on my kid, line his ass up, etc. Tiffany, who would love to have had everything I know and just never could get the job done and still can't, and thought that whole, I'm defending Jodie Sue and her son, I'm defending, oh God, she'll get me, look at me, buy my bullshit, and it's never worked, it ain't never gonna work. And so the public falls for that shit and sort of tongue bitch and her bullshit. And then, no, I break down everything. No, I defend everybody. No, shit, all the time. And that's, it's all she's done for years, man. Even driving it, like, this bitch will do some of the most devilish shit and pretend she didn't, and she wasn't the center of it. Like all the setups of Josh and leaving Ziggy and others, and around that shit and set up even of Cam and Allie there at the end. I mean, like, that, and she's always like, I'm defending, but actually she's the manufacturer of generally what is some sort of 7 to 10K amount fuckery that goes around these streets all damn time. It's wild, really. So anyway, after she couldn't keep up with the fake Fed shit, Tiffany had to correct her on that. Tiffany had to go over and correct Cam and Allie that no, the slave was actually dead. They're like, no, we just talked to her like 5 minutes ago and got like 1,000 up or something. No, says Tiffany. And then that's when you see Cam and Allie not being able to keep sober too during that time period. And it was time to get rid of them. And they set them up, finally outed them for being addicts. Obviously, that meant their kids were targeted heavily and to shut them up by the role. And if ever Cam and Allie turned this group in, then who would believe them? They were just crackheads, right?
And that's the unbelievable truth about all this, is that there's so much rhetoric, there's so much chaos. And I will tell you this, don't just out the blue believe people especially Ernie, who has previous, and I just don't want the wrong people. Actually, I don't want anyone. I have the same respect for everyone, and until they're guilty, then I will see what my sass come out. You know what I mean?
And then they did it again. I mean, like, Jesus Christ, it's been repetitive. Vincent and them all said roles in it. So did Danny and them in that last version of the Hotel Wake Up of Cayman Alley, too. You know, and Sharon Toe for that with White Boy. Had about the same flavor on as that 423 Chase shit. And Vincent. And billboards and chasing her stamp shit as well. 10K setup of Josh the Lab.
I'm just watching Jodie Sue like everyone else, so I don't understand what the attitude towards her is. Yes, she's conflicted with a situation. Of course she's going to be upset, and it's not fair to make people worse off and make people like myself feel that I can't trust what Jodie Sue says. I can't trust what Jodie Sue says, along with a lot of other people. It's not personal on Jodie Sue, actually. It's just because I feel Don's lied a little about something, and it's because I know that. I feel Don is someone who lied about where he was that day. He lied about going to work. I mean, there's no record, no record of it. I'm not saying he lied, I'm saying there's no record of it. You know, I want to believe the family. I want to believe Jodie Sue, you know.
Hook grabs, jabs, you know. 10K when Ziggy couldn't keep up shit, you know, with the Cindy car, you know, all that. Twilight keeps current. Anyway, so what happened that day was Cam then got in line and went with, the group says, getting out. And that way Tiffany could play the defender, Jodie Sue, and it might bring us closer, and she might finally get the job done for like this or done. Curiosity you're playing right now. And so eyes are centered on what they want to center on, and none of it's true. All of us are in. How much are you all as the public being misled, and then you all actually being used to be parts of what goes real life in extremes and the terror on our lives, reputations, futures, the harm and the shit that can be done to us from our by nutters who buy and believe this bullshit, right? Is it all just entertainment? Entertainment, at least.
Not for me,
It's
though.
not. So I ask, who be lying? Ain't us. And this shit with my kid has always had Tiffany Marie and Ursa's group at the center of it. And including the head hunting face where they
Sorry,
took
I
my
just want to
kid's
get what
pictures
she
illegally.
recorded.
Your Snimp's face had been shown on things. They didn't want that, but also connects to that P.O. box that BK was telling Chase there needed to be 3 or 4 pickups and handlers of. Anna. And then when you know that TM's connected to that P.O. box, Snap being one of the ones that was coming and going. What's really in the background? And why is it always put on Scott during those nights? You see, this place is meant to deceive. And all those in it are deceiving. Why they call us the great deceivers. Bullshit. You know? Tiff Kashi's Panic at the Discord. What we got here? Shit, we gonna walk it way back, huh? Alright. Contemporaneous events surrounding the alleged Discord messages between Tiffany Marie and 423 Chase. Do I have that? Maybe. Then you can decide who authored the messages, but first a couple of facts. Fact, and see, they told you it's their time. And see, I'm lucky because in the Discord, you know, Jenny and them will tell you they got all that Penny or best. They don't, which I mean Penny might, but they don't. And you should have heard Lord, there's so many moments here at times that
I'm thinking to myself, how can I bribe my daughter? Sorry, it's totally off point. But I've got a 10-year-old daughter, she's going to do 11 plus in September. I'm thinking, is £200 a good bribe? Is £200 a good bribe to tell my daughter to pass this exam? You know, so she get ahead in some books, you know? She don't do it for me, man. Well, what can you do, eh?
like when Jenny and Adrian became aware that they didn't even hold all the Discord and all the things and weren't given all the rooms and
Dismissing how you're being a fucking Karen and how
influential. Okay. And yeah, this is when she was talking about stealing paper towels too, not taking back in the store and shit. Yada yada. Just nothing big like TVs.
Bitch behind her. She's like, she's gonna have to pay for that. I'm like,
we're just totally dismissing how you're being a fucking Karen and how if you were a real parent with your son, all you had to do is take your fucking risk and move that motherfucker 3 times. But because you refuse to do that because you're a crazy demon, let's keep going.
whipped cream and pop top, right? So it's hot as fucking balls. It's the middle of July.
See, I find this quite intimidating to someone. Like, okay, yeah, she can handle herself, Jodie Sue, in my opinion, right? We're not friends. I might be a member on her thing, but that's because I'm being nosy, right? She knows it. I know her. You know. Right? No, there's no doubt in my mind, as a person who wants to find out somewhere else, right? I'm not going to do that, you know? I'm going to do it, right? I want to find the truth. I want to find what the fuck everyone is pointing at this woman for. Why? It's still not good enough, really. And if Damien was questioned, if there was a deposition out there, I'd be the first to find it. And I'm telling you, there's not one out there. I might find Fred Hills though, but give me another 2 days. I'll get better and I will look, you know. But the thing is with a deposition, it's quite dull. You have to go really into it and take a couple of weeks sometimes, you know, because it's a 400-page document I did on the human one, you know. This is just hearsay to me. So I find it really strange. I know he has, we all have a guilty face if someone was looking at you with guilt, but I don't feel in my gut that his son, I mean, if it's the case, I mean, to make an allegation like that on the podcast, what was the proof there, Ernie? to make you say that, because I even had one. Do you know, I haven't been doing this long and on summer, but I have watched the case from the beginning, I'm not going to lie, but I've not looked into the papers, right, you know, into Don, into Fred, into all that, right, but I will. Oh, I will. You know, the truth is, I've been listening to Jodie on and off. If I remember what she said about that, you know, I don't want to go into it. I don't want. How many things has Ernie done and said and got away with, right? And I don't care if she's anti-crime or not. She's anti something. But I don't think she's anti-crime, true crime, yeah. But that might be due to just a thought, right? She's not on here going defending anyone. I've not heard her defend anyone. But what didn't help was that podcast with Ernie. He's over there a bit, you know? And I might be the only one to say it, but I don't care. You know, I just don't like it. I don't agree with it. It's not about Summer. And it's about Summer to us all who are watching this, who are watching me. I don't want to waste your time. I felt guilty doing a 5-hour video there. I felt guilty because time's precious to us all, isn't it? You know. And we have to be careful what we choose to watch. Some of us haven't got time to spy on any, huh? You know. But anyway, I think she goes on to talk about. I haven't watched the end of this. I'm not going to lie. I've not watched the end.
Smart as my kid. Oh my God, am I fucking stupid?
Hold on, we gonna stop. I want you guys to know that she's cooking for her son, and she's high out of her mind. I don't say nothing unless it's facts. She talked about my kid. I knew this information. She's cooking for her son while she tells this story high as hell about to burn her fucking house down.
Holy shit, girl. I just had the wrong burner on. I fucking just turned on the wrong burner on my stove.
This is Ziggy.
Holy shit, I'm gonna...
Can hear the Cali accent, can't you? But I'm from by Liverpool in the UK, by the way. I'm not from the Liverpool, but I have the accent a little bit. I don't know about Ziggy. Is she the full shilling? Is she a grapes short of a bunch? I don't fucking know. I really don't know about her. I don't think she's that dumb though, that she makes out, and that's when I get wary of people, you know, not being themselves. Yes, it's a very, very flawed way of presenting yourself, especially when Jodie Sue's showing everything, if you like. She's showing who she is. She's showing her, I can't myself. I can't hide that. I can't put a facade on. But a lot of these people do. And they get carried away with it, you know. It's just a facade, really. You're just on YouTube. Nothing special.
Holy shit, girl. I just had the wrong burner on. I fucking just turned on the wrong burner on my stove. Holy shit, I'm gonna have a fucking grease fire. Oh my God, I put the wrong burner on. I cannot deal with my life. I'm so fucking big. I'm like acting like it's me and I just won't move or something. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got that before you decide. Listen, you know, it is what it is. I mean, Sarah gets a little heated. That's all. She gets a little passionate, and I don't think she's a bad person.
at all. I think she's just a little unhinged at times, but hey, I can be also. What can you do? John has never doxed anyone or made a teenager feel they wanted to take their life. Tiffany Marie has. Know that. Understand that. No. No. I have not made John's.
And you couldn't ascertain from this she didn't want her connection because she was the one that hip hip hooray on she brought 423 Chase into Summer's case. She did a now protest 3-hour stream, baby.
John's chat says, remember, John has never doxed anyone or made a teenager feel they wanted to take their life. Tiffany Marie has. Know that. Understand that. No. No.
No. Tiffany Marie doesn't go around making children or teenagers or young adults feel like they want to take their own lives. No, she's never done that. She's just emotionally tormented, put out propaganda, and just fuck them and their worlds and futures and shit up with their bullshit to profit off of.
Know that. Understand that. No. I have not made John's daughter feel anything. John exploited his own daughter. I left a comment for him.
Oh no, Tiffers, you make all kinds of people's children under years of your repeated attacks feel all kinds of ways. You and this group do some really fucked up shit to them and to the world that makes their worlds entirely different for you.
I've not found out much on Ernie, but that sort of connection with Tiffany Marie, you know, I'm not really judgmental, or I put my opinions on a community that I respect, you know, so you gotta watch that. See what else I can dig up, and thank you for everyone. Right, I want to do a special dance for you. Every one of you have subscribed over the time and been with me. I'm loving it right now, and I'm loving the fact that you are all tuning in. I don't want, as you say, if you wanted me to have small, short, you let me know. You want short vids, deeper analysis, more court stuff, depositions perhaps. Let me find that, yeah, and let's see if it's out there, you know. Fred's deposition of the 23rd, 23 year. Okay,
are still there. You can't erase what's on her son's wall 14 years ago, or however long it was. Like, no, that boy don't live with her. Paloma, stop using the death of your son to attack people. It's disgusting. You should really go to church and light a candle and put...
Ha! There she was. Her and Bob. Attacking the shit out of Paloma. Knowing all the crews in on the shit, the email shit, Tiffany in the middle of it, manufacturing shit, fake account shit, and chats, the emails, everything else. Creating doubt on what Paloma's saying, except for Paloma's their own piece of shit, I'll tell you that. But anyway, the point is, there she was, using Paloma's grief, the death of her son, to target her. Talk shit about her. And her dead son, until he gets the fuck over it. Chasing, do you have a stamper yet on this? Did you go there at any point and tell Paloma, or I mean, you know, like defendant, did you tell Tiffany Marie or Mom to stop, and how dare they speak to Paloma or say shit like that? I have questions, y'all.
responsibility. She needs to fix her life, and she needs to stop lying to everybody, telling everybody that she was Mother of the Year when her son don't live with her.
Stop lying to everybody, telling everybody that she was Mother of the Year when her son don't live with her.
I like ever. Thank you. Somebody clarified that for me. You're very fucking welcome. Yes, Paloma, who walks around telling everybody all these lies. Yeah. You know what? Those of us who have done our research, who saw the back and forth and listened, hey, this is why I said just don't even bring it to YouTube. Because when we go look, it's all still there, right? All of these things are still there. You can't erase what's on her son's wall 14 years ago or however long it was. Like, I know, that boy don't live with her. Paloma, stop using the death of your son to attack people. It's disgusting. You should really go to church and light a candle and go to confession, bitch. How dare you use your son? I can imagine he'd be fucking disgusted with that shit. And that's all I really have to say about it. They can clip it and play it for the next 10 years. It's the way I feel. I don't think that anybody should be using their deceased loved one, no matter if it's a son, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, uncle, whoever it might be. You're going to use the death of someone to attack other people. You have more problems than any fucking body.
Wow.
Well, she's done it to me. She's done it to other people too. And I'm sick and tired of it.
But it's weird. It's real weird, man. Tiffany Marie has done nothing but attack people, their children, grieving mothers, tell moms they want their children dead, try to push people to suicide, harm, heart attacks, this there, use all this shit, man. And use not only the missing or murdered children as platforms to be in around as this type of psycho predator, but then to also find some outlying thing or person or fellow creator or those around these cases to do that to each and every time.
It's so sad. So sad.
So, like, she has a real problem with missing and murdered children and loving, I guess, being around those while pretending to be the fairy godmother and not the great annihilator, and then targeting and tormenting the fuck out of mothers and children to bend them to their will, to destroy their lives, push them suicide, get them murdered, make them have heart attack. I mean, holy shit, Tiffany. Should we keep going with the examples of this? I mean, god damn, girl. You what?
So Jodie Sue always comes up with
Trying to do the same thing, and my reply to that has always been the same. My son was a professional athlete, and you're not going to be able to access any of those things. But it made me very aware that people will go that low. And my response, and honey, FOIA. Your son can't be protected by FOIA. Freedom.
That's some to Brandy now, my bad. Let's see.
Prior experience is why I'm glad she's taking her time with it. I think that something like that needs time. Yeah, you get one shot to do this and to do it right, and you don't get to come back later. So before we get upset about her not just coming out with it, the way that some people would just come out with it, right or wrong, with the right information or the wrong information, I think that we can't attack her at this point because, like she said, there are people that will come forward and talk to her about something or talk to somebody about something and be gung-ho, yeah, I'm going to expose that person, and then... So just as I thought, because now listening to this all over again, did you hear what she just said? He showed up in Penny's, and we, this girl right here, just like I called it, was on their little research team. And I don't even know, she just said it came out of her own mouth. Kicking cans. I'm going to give you one warning. And say, LJ, hey, is that the real LJ? This is all that. She can't hear me. She can't hear. But she repeats it back to me. AB got chewed out because of this panel and me. He deserves an apology. Okay? Don't take information from people.
Lord, this one had to be edited. I recall that one.
Yeah, so this Tiffany Marie is right bad character, you know, and she was up to giving the audio, made up audio to the police, and this is what's going around. So just be mindful of things we hear, and if you've got any problems, contact the TBI like I did about it, you know. So I didn't over this, but I have over a call over Candace Cole 911. It was not for sound like that. Okay. But I don't know what people know, so I just send it. Yeah, you can do that easily, believe it or not. But she doesn't have to, like, that's it, record people and, put on fucking YouTube. It's a serious case. Anyway, that's the circus of, of the Wells case. The circus, Wells circus. Yeah. So, class clown fucking Ernie there and fucking Fred up there, fucking McCoy, you know. Fucking friggin', you know, it's just insane. It's just insane how greedy these guys are. Yeah. And, you know, I will say guys. So anyway, let you know what I come up with find any court stuff or anything on Fred, because it's got my suspicions up there more than anything on Fred. So take care everyone. Ciao for now. Bye bye. Love you. Take care everyone. Have a good weekend. Stay blessed. Mwah.